Hello again, it's Crow bringing you some Scrim footage on the map CP Foundry, which is the UGC map for tomorrow. I've had a lot of people, kind of wondering what they're supposed to be doing on this map. I'm bringing you footage of myself bringing in a Scrim with McCart, partially because there were a couple of things that I wanted to point out. I have 3 different rollouts at mid. I did 2 of them here. I'm only going to show 2 rounds out of respect for McCart because I don't want people seeing everything they're doing, and at the same time I also don't want everybody knowing what I'm going to be doing for this map beforehand. That being said, I'm showing you footage from McCart, not only because I don't want you seeing footage from my team as much either, but because quite honestly we're pretty bad at scrimming a lot of the time and having everybody show up, or we were this week anyway. So I'm only going to show 2 rounds anyway, just because I don't want McCart to feel like, I've been showing the world what they're doing. But I wanted to, have an opportunity for people to see what's going on in some 5CP Foundry. Might as well start. Again, sorry for the third person. You'll see, it'll come back every time like I die, but the POV is just so beyond screwed up for some reason. And the FPS. So first rollout that's pretty common that a lot of engineers will do is putting your shit up here and then just wrangling across the map and kind of suppressing fire. You can do a lot of damage. Wrangled minis are so powerful. They're really quite useful. And like you can see, just dropping mini sentries and kind of pushing them back as far as you can. I ended up dying. I can't hit tab. You can't really see. We ended up getting beat pretty badly at this mid. Look at that FOD, it's bad. And we had to start setting up for seconds. And at this point in time, I wanted to switch to the Widowmaker. I don't like running the Wrangler and the Widowmaker at the same time. If you're on the Widowmaker, it's really beneficial to run the pistol because you're gonna want to have that extra bit of damage in case you run out of ammo, since you share ammo with metal, and you're gonna be dropping mini sentries, so that's always gonna cost you 100. So it's always nice to have kind of backup firepower with the Widowmaker, which is another thing too. That it's great if you have good shotgun aim, which is what I do, but I really have to work, I know personally, on my pistol aim because when you're running the Widowmaker, you really have to have both, because there are going to be times when you run out of ammo. Anyway, CP Foundry comes down to every point has 3 ways to get into it and 3 ways to get out of it. And what a lot of teams will do, and what my team plans on doing, is you want to have, a set of people watching, each one of them. You don't want to give their team like a free push or a free flank into you. Some teams will do like an engineer and scout on one side. McCart was totally okay with kind of me with phase on one side, which in reality is me just kind of sitting there in phase, like getting like 40 kills, but I looked cool in the process. Yeah, there's 5 dead ring. Took out my teleporter. Gotta kill a bitch for that, Not hating, just kill my teleporter. But yeah, you really want to make sure you're covering your flanks as an engineer on this map. Where your combo is, like that's also another little interesting spot up there that that actually was covering the flank. That's covering the other side. It's harder to hit, but you really want to make sure that your combo is not going to get flanked by just a scout running around or whatever. By just dropping a mini sentry, you can help your combo out so much. And another thing, a lot of people think this map is kind of stale maybe. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really found that to be the case in all the scrims and stuff that I've done with it. I mean, there are a couple of rounds that can go a long time, but that's no different than any other 5CP map that I found with Highlander. I think a lot of people are just hesitant to push on this map, and I'm not really sure why. If you push on this map, you'll do fine. You really just got to get yourself to actually go when you can. I kind of felt I believe their medic went down, and we weren't planning on pushing for a little while. That's why I kind of went back to drop a teleporter. Normally, I'll wait till I die, especially on maps like this, where I ended up playing pretty aggressively, but I knew there was going to be a stalemate for a little bit, so I figured I might as well run back in case, you know, we lost the fight or whatever, help get my teammates back up as soon as they could. I needed to put up a dispensary, and I did not do that. Here I noticed that I don't know if you guys noticed this as well, but that ammo pack disappeared and my medal did not go up, which means a spy took it, which is something that you really have to be good at monitoring. One of the easiest ways to spy check, if you're not a pyro, is watch the ammo packs, because the disguised spy is going to try and pick up ammo packs on his way to get behind your team. And there I noticed that the ammo pack was gone, and it looked like I got it. I had to check my medal count, and because my medal count didn't go up, I knew someone else had taken it. Pyro got away with 1 health. Okay. Yeah, someone else called that they had done some damage to him. I thought I could get the pyro and the med time, but that was 1 damage point off of being able to get that. It happens sometimes. Yeah, it's not particularly long. So like teleporters on this map aren't as important as, say, like Granary, where, you know, if you don't have teleporters up, your teammates are walking for forever. But at the same time, it's not quite like Snakewater, or not Snakewater, Gully Wash. Oh, that was depressing. I remember that. I had to pick something off the bottom of my mouse, and I noticed him out of the corner of my eye, and I was kind of like, I really hope that's not a spy, and it was, but whatever. But yeah, some maps like Gully Wash, you really don't. Teleporters, like, you can put them up there and they help, but it's not as important because you can get up to the front lines pretty quickly, and their spy was just, you know, coming back here giving me problems, which is good spy play. It kept me out of the fight and made me, you know, waste time putting up more teleporters. That means I don't have a flank covered currently. That also means that my team is currently paranoid of the fact that there is a spy behind us and I didn't see him. I don't know where he went. I don't know what class he's disguised as. Yeah, it looks like we called him and found him out anyway. That's another thing you need to do as an engineer. You need to get yourself used to switching where you put your teleporters, because smart teams are going to look at where you put your teleporter and assume you're just going to put it back there again, which means they can camp it, which means they can destroy it pretty quickly. Yeah, the scout ran right past me, and I was like, alright, it's cool. Same with sentries. Sentries, if you have good spots, I mean, it's okay to keep them there, but you kind of want to rotate things around as much as you can. And there, I just caught their sniper off guard. Figured I might as well finish him for the kill. I have an interesting... I'm talking to Spamfest a lot, and I don't know, some of you guys know him. He's a really, really good engineer who plays a very, very aggressive style of NG that, I don't want to say I imitate, but I'm more aggressive. I'm definitely more of an aggressive engineer than a passive engineer on this map. And, I mean, you watch flanks and whatever, but if a flank is completely open, like it was there before their spy came in and helped their sniper, it's totally okay to push up and, you know, try and get a kill. And because if you can wrap around them and get a mini sentry behind them, you can cause all sorts of havoc. Especially if you're holding a Widowmaker and you trust your aim with it pretty well. That's a lot of damage that you can put out in a quick amount of time. Especially if, you know, they're upset or not, they're not paying attention and you get a nice sneak on them. So here you can see that the pyro's trying to wrap around. Smart actually put up a dispensary. There are so many entrances to each point, and you really have to make sure they're all manned. You can see FaZe was over there on the right. He had a good sniper, I remember that. But you definitely need to make sure your bases are covered. And their demo man got a little aggressive, and I'm not entirely sure what happened there. All I know is that I thought my team was behind me, and apparently they had pulled out. I either wasn't paying... Actually, they probably called that. I really probably wasn't paying attention. All I knew is I was like, wait a minute, that's not our demo, which is particularly difficult because I actually am colorblind. So there are times where I will run into the opposing team and not shoot at them because I can't tell what color they are. and Valve's colorblind system doesn't really work. Putting like Girardi over a player to say that he's Girardi, it does not help people who are colorblind. I can't tell what color the other fucking team is when they're in a shadow. Like, I don't know, do something to help us out, yo. But I don't know what I'm talking about now. My rant on being colorblind and playing a game that's color based. Oh yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I didn't realize that they were there. But I mean, I got the demo on my way out, and a demo for an NG is a trade that most teams will make all the time. You get to let your team know, like, hey, I'm down, like rotate somebody over to the flank. But at the same time, I got their demo down, which means they definitely can't push for a while. This part made me sad. Zarler walked away right as that pyro walked in, but that was sad. Whatever. Which is another thing. It's always good to have two people watching a flank, especially in Highlander when you have 9 classes. And your medic and your combo is always going to be together, and that's fine. But you don't want to just have one person on the flank, because if something goes wrong, or they get in a big fight, and then like what happened there with the pyro, I ended up becoming sort of lit from that pyro, from hitting him, and I was on fire. So right as Zarlor pulled out, I made sure that we both didn't pull out at the same time, so I was going to be a little bit behind him. It was a nice stab by El Mizuke. But yeah, he pulled out, and that was the only person on that flank. And then the soldier came in, and engineer versus soldier is not a fight you're going to win very often. Because, just from damage output and range that you're effective. Soldier's more important than me. I'm going to take the teleporter. That's another thing. There are... the one thing I do like about Foundry is there are a lot of different ways to play this map, and not as an engineer. You can honestly run level... I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do it, and if I do, I will definitely make sure I put some commentary on it, or I might do it for a round. You can run level 3s the entire time on this map and be effective. You can run the Wrangler and with mini sentries and be very effective, as you saw there. It's great to kind of, if you can get on high ground with the Wrangler and the mini sentry, like you can put out a lot of damage and almost have a second sniper essentially raining bullets down on fools. Do what I'm doing, which is, kind of aggressive, slower scout that has an auto-aiming buddy. There are a lot of different ways you can play this map. You can also play this map as a heavy pocket. You could probably run short circuit on this map, while you might have some issues with ammo. If you at mid, it might be a good idea because their demo is going to be spamming up your corner all the time. You could probably get away with running the short circuit for a bit there, especially with those 200 ammo pack to your right. So, again, this is just kind of one look at how some people play this map, or how I play it personally. I really like the Widowmaker on the... I don't know. There's something about this map that I really just like, kind of roaming NG. Most 5CP maps, I prefer doing just Wrangler and the mini sentry, but there's just something about this one that try to get out of the way of that rocket, and I was unable to. There's something about Widowmaker and mini sentries on this map that I personally enjoy. I do remember this was one of the longer rounds actually that we played, which goes against my stalemate argument, but some of the rounds were much shorter. It was a pretty good round. It was back and forth. It wasn't like we were sitting at one control point the entire time. There's a couple shots on the medic there. But I probably shouldn't have gone for that because what happens, I actually didn't notice that the soldier was with the medic. I just saw the medic run out. So I was like, okay, the medic's by himself, and the soldier was there. I should have pulled out the moment I saw that the soldier was still there. was not thinking particularly well, but because again, I go down, that means flanks are open, that means my team aren't going to have mini sentries to watch them. Again, the tip with the railing, you definitely, you want to put your mini sentries behind rails as much as you can. I just look back onto that. This is one of those cases where we were kind of in trouble, and I missed the thing. I'm having a lot actually in this game. Yeah, putting your mini sentries behind railings. Also, a lot of the time you're going to want to run level 3s on last. Part of the reason I'm only doing 2 is because I don't want people to see where I'm putting my level 3s on this last currently. There are different spots. One, because I know one of the players on the team that we're playing has watched this before, so I don't mean I trust that they know they wouldn't take advantage of it, but at the same time I still don't want to take that risk. This is a different thing I do at mid, where I can put a mini sentry there and just be completely aggressive, which ended up working out well because Case took out their sniper that gave us kind of free roam, and we just pushed, which is perfect because that's what that's the role that I wanted to do. Trying to see their team here. Found their demo. Their demo went down. Saw their engineer. Took him down. Medic. Soldier jumped away, which was not his best thing. And then I was left without ammo. I used that pistol. Mini sentry finished him off. And by that point, I think their team was only 2 or 3 up. We just finished taking out their medic. So again, this map is just like any other 5 CP map. You win big at mid and you continue to be aggressive. It's possible to roll straight through the last. And unless I'm incorrect, I believe we ended up taking this round. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was a round of just, McCart was like, let's be a little more aggressive at mid. I did say that I would only show these 2. McCart was like, let's be a little more aggressive at mid, so we did. I picked my more aggressive rollout than standing in the back with the Wrangler. And it worked out pretty well. Got a couple of picks. I flanked around, got their demo essentially to kill himself, / our demo helped me finish them off, got their engineer. I believe they took down their soldier. I was able to get the medic. So you have to kind of balance it out. Like, after they saw us kind of from that back corner last time, they probably expected us to do the same thing. I don't think they were expecting us to be right up on their doorstep in their face from the beginning, and I think that caught them by surprise. And the best part about it, and something that McCart did really well, is they continued to push. They didn't, like wipe half their team and then just cap mid. They wiped half their team, told 1 or 2 people to cap mid, and we were pushing second long before we had captured mid anyway. Something that a lot of people need to realize you have to do on this map. Like I said, this map isn't very stalematy if you push when you have advantage. You can't, if you wait, it's going to end up turning into a stalemate like every other fight CP. You have to push when you have advantage, and you have to push hard. But yeah, that's two rounds of CP Granary with McCart, who asked me to ring for them. And there's some really cool dudes and dudette, so... Oh, I don't remember. Kella wasn't there. I don't know if Kella's still on McCart. I'll have to ask FaZe. But yeah, some really cool people that I enjoy playing with, and I hope you enjoy this video, and good luck on your matches tomorrow.